Born and raised in downtown Spokane, Skid Row, one of the hotels, because Japanese were not able to purchase any homes many years ago. And because of the fact that we lived in the hotel, we had no kitchen, and so we used to have to eat at the restaurants. Yeah, we used to have an apple box that used to hang out the window, and that was our refrigeration during the winter. When all my siblings moved over here, and they were able to purchase a house, the oldest one. They were American citizens, and they were able to purchase, because they were considered second generation. We all were second generation, but they were able to purchase a house, and so we all lived in the house. Well, we all had summer jobs, you know, and so one time my sister got me a job cleaning a house, and I hated it. And another time, she got me a job on the farm, which was fine, you know, and I worked at a fruit stand, a Japanese-owned fruit stand and farm, and we used to pull weeds and work out in the cornfield, pulling suckers off of them. But we had a windstorm one time, and the owner was real tiny, small, but she was really a go-getter, and she and this other guy and I were at the fruit stand, and it started to flop up and down, and we all held on to the poles, you know, because the wind was so strong, while it finally came in. I got scared and I let go, and she blamed me for letting go, but it flew backwards into the field, and money and fruits and everything was flying out in the field. I used to ask my father, I says, why can't I go to camp? Camp is camp, as far as the kid goes. And he says, because we were considered Zone 3, which was east of the Columbia River, and it was considered Zone 3, which was not a threat, and so we didn't have to go to camp. It was hard on the older people, you know, because of their pride and their isolation. And during the war, it was easier not to speak in Japanese. My sister kept saying, don't speak in Japanese, you know, because you draw attention to yourself. And so when they were putting churches in the phone book, they didn't want to say that we were an ethnic church. And so a lot of the people from Hawaii, they couldn't find us. My ex-daughter-in-law came from Hawaii, and she was going to Whitworth, and she couldn't find us. And so she was going to a Chinese church, and then she realized that there was a Japanese church, and so she started coming to our church. And that's how my son had met her. And anyway, so we didn't advertise that we were an ethnic church in the phone book. And so a lot of people says, well, they didn't realize that there was a Japanese church here in the area. And that was the reason why. And then we started having sukiyaki dinners, and started promoting a lot more stuff that our tradition had, and food-wise and whatever. And so I felt that our bazaars and stuff like that we needed to promote more of our tradition, and material-wise and craft-wise and stuff like that. My mother was a Nichiren, and so was my father, but my mother became a Methodist. My sister is still a Nichiren, a Buddhist. My oldest sister, got us going into the Methodist church, because my oldest sister was actually a Japanese Baptist in Seattle, and she came over, you know, they all moved over here during the war. So she says that, you know, because of the fact that there was no Baptist church here, that we all became Methodist. So it was church was the one place that we realized that we were still Japanese.